Morning, Gary here, and I wanted to talk to you today about why you need to niche. Why most mortgage brokers, why most small business owners all need to niche and look after a select number of clients, leads, prospects, and ultimately it comes back to, your branding, your marketing, and generating leads and prospects and inquiries off of the back of it. And by niching, it makes that branding plus marketing equals leads so much easier. Now, I've racked my brain and I've looked at the advantages and the disadvantages, and I really tried hard to come up with some disadvantages. So I'm going to look at those first of all. And the big scary thing around niching is the fact that you're going to miss opportunities. You're going to have people that you're going to repel because of the niche that you're putting out there. And people will think, will he do business for me? Will he look after me? My marketing has been for 3 years focused on self-employed business owners and entrepreneurs, which means that I do lose opportunities around employed people and anyone outside of that spectrum. But equally, on the other side of the coin, I do get people who message me and say, I'm employed, but you look after this, that and the other, and I've seen that you've helped a lot of people. Will you look after me? And I'm like, yeah, of course I will. No problem at all. Let's have a chat and see if it's something that we can assist. And if we can't, then I'll put you in touch with somebody who can. So you are going to lose opportunities, but where there is negative, there is also positive, which I will come on to. When you're small, particularly as a small business, the importance of niching is when you're talking to a mass market, you're not going to attract people to you because you just become a piranha in the piranha tank within your industry. So particularly if you're small and you're looking to grow, it's an advantage to start off with a niche. But the disadvantage is as you grow, you need to look to de-niche or expand your niche in many ways. So the disadvantage is for niching is growth. And you're going to need to pivot and you're going to need to change that niche and you're going to need to reverse engineer your marketing, which can become hard work. But when you start off with a niche and you begin to expand, it should technically be easier. And I can reference Tony Robbins in this point of view. And I can't remember the exact thing that he started out with, but when he started years ago in his whole personal development and NLP and coaching arena, he started off with something like addiction or smoking or fat loss, and it was really niche, and he became famous in that niche and he had a specialism in that niche. And as time has gone on and the years have gone by, that niche has expanded and grown, and now he holds a forum of 10,000 people who hang off every word that he says in the personal development space. So although you're starting off with a niche, it doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck with that niche for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And the disadvantage is you have to grow, or your niche has to grow as you grow and as your business grows. If you want to stay small, then fine, stay with your small niche. Another disadvantage that I've come up with was changes in industry. Particularly in volatile times that we're in, and I hate mentioning the B word, Brexit, that seems to be on, everyone's tongue at the moment. But something like Brexit, something like the previous credit crunch, something like the 10-year cycle of the economy and the housing prices, anything and everything that could be an outside influence to your niche could technically, if you are really super niched, something outside of your control could affect your business overnight. And if I'm honest, they're the only 3 disadvantages that I could come up with. Losing opportunities, which I think is counteracted by an advantage I'll come on to. Being small and having to grow your niche is going to take a little bit more work at those points in time. And outside influences that could change your industry. They're the only things that I could really think of, because I am a massive firm believer in your ability to niche as a business and to start attracting the right type of clients. It makes branding easier. It makes marketing easier. So let's look at the advantages of niching. Number 1, there is way less competition. When you become an expert, when you become the specialist in one particular area, and when your branding and your marketing sings one particular tune, that is going to hit the certain type of people. Now, I suppose on the other side of the coin, if your niche is 100 people and you want to make this a lifestyle business, then you've gone too small on your niche. You need to think that you've got enough people in your area, in your specialism, in your expertise to focus on. My niche is self-employed people. There's 5.6 million self-employed people in the UK, I believe, at the moment. 660,000 businesses last year. So it's quite a big niche. But if I wanted to micro niche that, limited company business owners with 100 grand's worth of net profit, that is who I really, really want to work with. And that's my micro niche. That's the people that don't get looked after on the high street when it comes to getting a mortgage or when they want to come and buy a property. And they're the ones that I really, really want to talk to. So there's less competition, which means that you're not competing on price because you become the expert and you become the specialism. People need and want you and your expertise. So therefore there's less competition and you no longer compete on price. I'm sure you'd agree it would be awesome not to have to compete on price. Number 2 is loyalty, commitment, trust, long-term relationships. When you've niched and you feel like the most special person in the world to that person who's talking to you, imagine how you would feel when you're looking at doing business or you're looking at buying something or looking at investing in a course or something like that, and that person is literally addressing every problem, every issue, every challenge that you're facing. You're going to start to trust them. You're going to start to feel committed to the content and the information that they're putting out. You're going to become a loyal fan and you're going to want to build a long-term relationship with that individual, and they're going to help you for the long term. They're not just in it for the short term. So you need to think long game in having a niche. It's not about the short game. If you're getting this, guys, then please do show me a little bit of love. It just gives me an idea that this is making sense. Number 3 is finding people who are interested in what you've got to say. If you imagine standing in an auditorium and you're talking to 1,000 people, yes, it would be amazing to hit 1,000 people and every single one of those 1,000 people becomes a fan. And it is possible. You look at Tony Robbins, but initially you just want to hold an audience of 10. You just want to hold an audience of 30. You just want to start to grow your niche and find those people who are truly, truly interested in what you have to say. It doesn't matter that people aren't necessarily going to buy into your circumstance, because it means, in honesty, they're not the right type of people. If they're not interested in what you're saying and in the information that you're putting out, then you don't want them as a client. And that is the advantage of having a niche and branding and marketing in the right possible way, is you start to attract the right type of clients. And you start to attract the ones that want to do business with you. I'm sure, I would love doing business with people who want to do business with me. When a client's difficult, when there's someone who I'm working with is an absolute nightmare and asks loads of questions and doesn't get the mission, doesn't get the vision, doesn't get the values, and I have to almost start from scratch because they're cold. They've not invested any time into learning who my niche is and how I can best serve and help them. When I get a phone call last week from a lady who wants to buy her dream home, and she's read my book, she's got her accounts ready, she's got her SA 302s ready, she's got her 3 months worth of bank statements, she's watched the videos online, she's looked at her credit report, she's got rid of her overdraft 3 months ago, and she's literally saying, Gary, I'm ready to go. I've got everything. Send me an email, tell me what to do. I don't care what you're going to charge. It's you're the man to do it. I've followed you for ages. I've listened to your content. I've made sure everything's right. Oh my God, how easy is that to do business with? There's no competition. There's no energy. There's no effort, because all your pre-content and all your mission, all your sharing and all your niche information and content that you're putting out there is attracting those people to you. So finding the people who are interested in you was number 3. Number 4 is going to reduce your costs, your expenses, your marketing budget, because you're starting to market to those people who really want to do business with you. If you start going after mortgages, for example, on the internet, that is hugely broad. You're going to be in bed with Money Supermarket and all Tesco's and Sainsbury's and all these other huge brands that have got massive marketing budget, millions. But when you start talking to the first time buyer who is living in Essex and wants to do this and do that, And you can start to niche that marketing, and your message only talks to that one person and that one individual. Yes, it's going to take a bit of time to build traction, but you're going to see the cost of your marketing going down. You're going to see the cost of attracting that type of person going down. When you're running specific events, no matter what type of business you're in, if you're only looking for elderly people as a boiler company, for example, to get their boiler serviced, that's going to be way cheaper than trying to market to everybody in the UK who has a boiler, for example. So it reduces your marketing spend. Number 5 is it's going to increase your costs because you're going to be able to charge more. So you're actually going to make more money. Not only are you going to save a shed load of money, you're also going to make more money off of the back of it. And that's what I said at the very beginning, because there's less competition, it allows you to charge more. So technically your prices are going to go up and you can start to see more profit coming into your business. And that does mean at some instances, you are going to have to say no to certain people because they don't fit in with your niche and they don't fit in with your ideal target market. And that's where sometimes partnerships can be really beneficial because you can work together. When one person attracts the type of client that you want, they give it to you. When you attract the type of person that they want, you give it to them. And you stay focused and you stay stuck to your niche, but you still get some sort of kickback in the relationship that you're building in that partnership setting. And then it all leads into, as I said already, really relating to the client that I spoke to last week. Number 6, it makes it easier to win business. When you start marketing to a niche and when you start becoming known as an expert in your area, when you start becoming the specialist, when people start to think they need you and you're the person to solve their problem and you are the business that's going to take them from here to here, and when you're the one who's going to help them buy their dream home, and when you're the person who cares about their future and making sure that their boiler is going to be repaired and that you're not going to overcharge them for it, and that you're the person who's going to build their next dream home, whatever it might well be, you're the person who's going to take them from 20 stone to 12 stone. When you start to become that go-to person and that leader in your niche, then it's going to make it much, much easier to win business that you're then going to charge for, that you're going to then have better relationships with your clients, that you're then going to find those people that are interested in you, your company, your brand, your ethos, your vision, your mission, your values, and business becomes way more fun. And I know that because now I'm looking at the 450 clients that we've helped buy their dream home, that we've helped invest in property, that we've helped grow their businesses and buy commercial property. And I'm now looking and saying, right, how can I help these business owners in other areas? I've got a network of 450 business owners that's growing. Some of them I want to get on a podcast. Other ones I want to get on property investment, JV deals. I've got clients with money who want to invest it. I've got guys who do massive development projects who need money to fund their development projects. Put 2 and 2 together. We've got will writing, we've got traders, we've got everything and anything to make sure that the business owner is looked after. And the niche is now going to grow from just mortgages to looking after that self-employed individual in many ways we possibly can. And that, in my opinion, is how you start to grow a business, because once you attract that person into your business and they know, like, and trust you, and they've come to you via your niche and you've solved their problem, it's how else can you help them and what other problems can you solve for them, and continue that trust and that relationship and that ongoing level of service. So I hope you found that useful. Why you need to niche as a mortgage broker, why you need to niche as a business owner. Just to recap, I really struggled finding disadvantages, but it is that thing of learning to say no, and you're going to lose opportunities was my number 1. Number 2, you're going to need to grow your niche as your business grows and as you start to dominate and own the niche that you start out with. But the big thing is you don't have to stay with that niche. You can expand the niche as your business grows and as you grow. Number 3 is change in external factors. Changes in the industry, changes in the market, changes in the economy could affect your niche. But that comes back to being an entrepreneur and a business owner and learning when is the right time to expand and pivot and grow. The advantages of niching. Number 1, you become the expert, you become the specialist. That means less competition. It means you're not competing on price, is my number 1. Number 2 is you get more loyalty, you get more commitment, you get more trust, you build better relationships with your ideal client and the ideal people that you want to do business with. Number 3 is people find you and you start to find the people who are interested in the content and the information that you put out into the marketplace, and you start attracting those ideal clients to you. Number 4, in doing that, it's going to reduce your marketing spend. It's going to reduce your budgets. It's going to reduce your overall cost per lead, cost per sale, which in turn is going to mean you've got more to reinvest into your marketing. But equally, in reducing your costs, number 5 is the fact that because you're now working in a niche area and you're becoming the expert and the specialist and the people that everybody trusts and wants to build a relationship with, you can charge more for your service. So you're saving money on your marketing, but you're charging more for the people that you look after and you take care of. And finally, number 6 is that all in all, it makes it much, much easier to win business because you become the expert. People know, like, and trust you, need you, want to do business with. So by niching, you are massively helping your business. I would love to know what you think about this and how you're going to niche. So hit me up with a DM, hit me up with a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, what your niching is. I'd love to help you grow your niche and grow your businesses. You know, that's one of my big things, is to enable talent and give you tools to be awesome. It's one of my passions for 2019, is to help other business owners and other mortgage advisors to learn the skills that I've spent a lot of money learning over the last 3 years. So if I can help you, then reach out, and it'd be one of my absolute pleasures to make that happen for you and save you the painstaking problems that I've had to go through over the last 3 years to get to this point where everything is starting to work. It's taken 3 years of trial, error, tribulations, pains to get to this point today. But that is the buzzer. I must go. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon on my next live. Let me know your thoughts, comments, and I'll be happy to answer them on another one for you. See you soon.